I'm gonna watch this. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, everyone's a Nazi. I'm a Nazi, apparently.
It's obvious that Twitch has two different forms of punishment, right? Where Twitch streamers that embody certain political values are not being punished at the same ratio that an average person would be punished.
This is what happened.
We need to start handing out punishments based on what VTubers go through. I am so flabbergasted that not a single person, I guess it's such a niche topic, but VTubers getting 2-week-long vacations for showing their hips. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't kill every single slave owner after slavery. We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and...
Is this guy big?
I don't think that's how it works, but okay.
Banned? Did they ban him?
Nope.
Let me see if they did.
Hello?
That's kind of weird.
To anyone who'll make this
If I told another streamer that I wanted to stab him, I'd get banned instantly.
dipshit disappear.
Holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know. Like
What a fucking bitch.
That's a public bounty!
Dude, honestly, to be like, oh, we threatening violence against an elected official. I'm sorry, I'm a goddamn American. I'm a goddamn red-blooded American. That is my right. The tree of tyranny must be watered with the blood of tyrants. Is it whatever, however it goes?
Okay, but Twitch is in America. It's its own company. It's therefore it's not how it works. It's a company and they make their own rules. It's not. You can say things, but like you can't just fucking say that. Like these people are fucking insane.
Tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of tyrants every now and then, okay? Shut the fuck up.
Would you tell that joke about Donald Trump?
Again, yes, I would.
Then do it. You know, again, the simplest answer, in my opinion, is most often the correct one. The reason why people like Hasan get unbanned very quickly...
Someone needs to just take an L, in my opinion. Just say it and then see if you get banned.
And they don't get punished as much as other people do. And again, like, if they're acknowledging that he did this...
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Twitch's moderation and Twitch's team, I think, is compromised. I think that they're biased, and I think that they don't have any principles at all, other than responding to controversies. Other than that, they won't.
I think HasanAbi is
he made a whole video about this. There were like a couple of things that he brought up about me. Another big issue that a lot of these people have is that they think that the reason that they get banned and the reason that they get in trouble is because of somebody else, right? It's like, it's my fault. It's Ethan's fault. The fact is that...
By that logic, Hasan talking to Asman about the whole, what is it called? The whole Palestine and the inferior culture comment that he did, and then he called him after he did it, that means that Hasan was the one that tried to cancel or, like, you know, deplatform Asman.
Sometimes people are just victims of their own bad decision-making, right?
I think HasanAbi is covering this because he wants Twitch to see it. He's done this a couple times in the past couple of weeks. I understand. We are ideological.
I think that that is partially true. And I think that Hasan should look at the bigger picture and see the problem of allowing extremism on the website and how dangerous that's going to be for the website as a whole. My opinion is that if they don't tone down extremism, what will happen eventually is that there will be an extremist event. That extremist event will cause Twitch to tighten up their policies and remove content that both he and I do. True. And if he can't see that writing on the wall, I think that he should pay better attention.
Or even worse, ad people will pull out and then the site will actually kill itself, like, on its own without Twitch's direction.
Gold and I disagree vehemently on a lot of issues, all the way from the history of Nazi Germany down to the fact that immigrants are not actually contributing to the American crime rates in the way that the Republican administration presents it.
In the way that they present it, but they are contributing to crime rates because they're here illegally. And also it's not...
I like the phrasing immigrants. He didn't say illegal immigrants. He said immigrants.
The immigrants, it is illegal aliens, which are two different things. This is, again, it's a deliberate misunderstanding, a deliberate misinterpretation.
I don't like that
Same as
phrasing.
we disagree about the history of Nazi Germany, the implication of that, right? A lot of implications here. We love implications.
They're not destroying our culture in the way that Asmongold approaches the subject matter.
I've never said it that way, by the way.
There's plenty of disagreements there. And I think that he's doing this deliberately, I will say, in an effort to, shit stir.
Well, every video that I make and everything that you show on your stream, including this here, is done deliberately.
I think they're farming each other, but it's just like... I mean, they're allowed to farm each other, I think. They're allowed. Farm one another. Both sides. Just going at each other.
Obviously, that's the case.
Easy
Try
farms.
to get me banned, which worked.
The clip's too short. Maybe it's out of context. I hope so. I definitely do. Hopefully it's out of context. How are you gonna...
Now, once he said this, does Asmongold go back and seek out the context?
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
I saw that.
Instead, he follows through, basically packaging this as...
I saw it. He did.
If you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud,
This is, by the way, the clip of me watching the context.
you would kill Rick Scott, is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he, to this day, is still
This is
He
the video of
repeats
me
it.
watching.
also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S.
agree.
history.
Yeah, sure.
Oh God, what are we doing? What is this, bro? Are you kidding me? So the context makes it worse.
It's disappointing to see him. I did look at the context. There's a video of me looking at the context. The context makes it worse.
Too much
I don't know what he's
baldness.
doing. Would you tell that joke about Donald Trump?
I think people would tell way crazier jokes about Donald Trump, and people have.
Yeah, do you guys remember Kathy Griffin, whatever her name is? Didn't she get into a pretty decent amount of shit for that? Where she held up a decapitated, like, it was just a joke kind of thing? Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, you can say it's a joke, but I thought it was really weird.
Told way crazier jokes about Donald Trump.
He's right. People, but not you. And there's a reason for that. And you
Yeah,
know
sure
that
she got in
reason.
trouble.
Everybody knows that reason. And that reason is why you got in trouble. You're absolutely right that yes, there are other people on the internet that say crazy stuff too.
True.
That's absolutely true. I think he's right. And again, you don't actually think this isn't a call to violence. What you think is that it's not a big deal.
My statement was hyperbolic.
And also, did he ever delete that tweet, the makeshift gun that they used to kill?
No, I saw this. I saw this pretty recently. They never did anything about it, I don't think. Or did Twitter delete it? I don't know. Actually, oh no, maybe it was a screenshot.
Shinzo Abe. Twitter made him delete it. Right, okay. So
it was a screenshot, okay.
it's a pattern of
Yeah, Twitter
behavior.
deleted
But
it,
the
okay.
intention of it was not a call to violence directly against a sitting senator, but instead was to show the.
That's good. That's good, but it did sound like that. It sounded exactly like a call to violence. Like if you read the chat after that, I would say that a lot of people
Again, it's just pattern recognition. You're allowed to say, oh yeah, I'm allowed to say these things and it's a joke. It's like, yeah, but you say that joke a lot and it's carries a pretty hefty amount of weight to it. Again, like the Kathy Griffin thing. It's like, haha, this is interpretive art, but it's like you're literally using someone's face and decapitating their head and it's bloody, and then you posted pictures of it.
were probably thinking the exact same thing. That's what they were typing in his chat at the same time.
The hypocrisy of the Republican
Yeah, like do it. Let's go. Like, what are we doing, man?
Party in terms of how little they truly care about Medicare and Medicaid fraud, because that happens at the point of the provider.
He brings up a great point, and I think he's right about this. But the issue is that you're muddying the waters and you're damaging your own argument, and you're making yourself seem like an extremist when you're calling for killing people, when you actually have fundamentally a strong argument and a good policy position. And the ironic thing about this is that I remember I saw Hasan's interview with CNN, and Hasan even said, what do Democrats need to do to get people back? And he said, have good policies. It's about how you're communicating it in a way that's hostile.
Obviously.
And again, it's funny because it's like, oh yeah, a lot of you agree with Hasan. It's like, yeah, Medicaid fraud is horrible. Fraud of any extreme is horrible. Like, what are we doing here? Why do you have to take it to such an extreme? Like, leveling up to that notion.
I shouldn't have used hyperbolic language,
Son.
and there's definitely some ownership.
Okay, there you go. All right, problem solved. Yep, he agrees.
That I must take. Some apologies there. I should not have said Mike Johnson should kill Rick Scott. I should have simply said
He didn't say Mike Johnson. He said you should.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. Nope.
That fraud is not coming from individuals, it's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after like false billing. They are trying to cut recipients, okay? It is not happening at the point of recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott, okay?
And I think that that's what was communicated to the audience, because the audience was spamming things like Luigi.
Johnson should punish Rick Scott, perhaps with the, maximum punishment, whatever that would be.
Right, which is fair. And I think that if he had said that, by the way, there would have never been any controversy about this. The difference is about advocating for vigilante justice versus advocating for a criminal process. I actually have the same opinion, is that the people that run companies like this should face personal charges. I just don't think you should advocate to kill them. And I try not to go too super hard on it. I'll link you guys the video real quick.
I think in context, if I said something like, if Asmund disagrees with Hasan and Hasan was in a criminal case charge of I don't know, defrauding the entire state of America, basically, not state, the country of America, through Medicaid. I said something like Asmund should off Hasan because of this, I think that would be equally as terrible. I think it's a horrible thing to say.
Quick before I get into it.
Company of America.
And
I mean, you say Company of America, but then you look at the military-industrial complex. But it is kind of a company, isn't it?
He's linking the Ethan Klein video to his audience because, to show support.
Yeah, there's the video. It's the Ethan video.
Perhaps this is the reason why Ethan Klein doesn't talk about Asmongold and his apologia for certain regimes.
Wait, but I do that with other people's videos. I do that with other people's videos, even if I don't like their video. I've done that! We watched a video we didn't really like, and we talked about it. It's just it's because he doesn't. That's kind of fucked, man. I don't know. I always try and post people's videos in my chat.
Regimes of the past.
Which one?
Bizarre.
Just let me intervene for one singular moment because my brain is melting. The assumption is that Asmon is linking H3's video to his chat because he's collaborating with Ethan Klein to take down Hasan.
Yeah,
and
he's linking the Ethan Klein video to his audience because,
Newsflash. That's what good reaction channels should always do. But I'm sure you wouldn't know anything about that.
Link the video. There's the video. I'll link the video again. This is so funny. I'll link the video. I'm going to link the video again. Oh, let me link the video. I'll link the video, guys. Give him a like. Give him a sub if you like the video.
Oh, I almost forgot. He also pretty much called Asmon
he does it all the time.
But I'll let my employee handle that. Back to you, Baldy.
Ethan, who really cares about anti-Semitism, of course.
This is it's another, and the obvious implication is that I am a Nazi apologist, right? That's clearly what he's implying. Obviously, you can't say that, because if you say that, it sounds insane and retarded. So the only thing that you can do is imply that and hope that the schizos that watch the video will get the message.
Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie. That is actually a strategy people use to justify what people say online. Streamers themselves, they'll say stuff implying it and then be like, well, I didn't directly say that. Someone else interpreted it that way. And unfortunately, because of their large platforms that they have, Asmon and Hasan, people do this weird shit where they're like, well, Asmon implied this by saying this, or Hasan said this by implying this, therefore we should do this or say this. And that means that it's so nonsensical to a mentally stable person, it makes no sense.
That's why he constantly comes after me, someone he knows has a long track record alongside him at times, attacking anti-Semites and explaining to people what famous dog whistles are and things of that nature. But
what? Wait, explaining dog whistles is bad? Wait, I thought explaining dog whistles was about educating people on pointing it out. It's kind of weird.
That'll be for a different day.
People are so ideological. It's ironic that he brings up dog whistles because this is exactly. Didn't Twitch ban the word Zionist and using that as a slur because his chat was using it as a dog whistle to be anti-Semitic? I feel like we want to talk about dog whistles. I mean, that's a pretty big one, right? I think that's just a whistle. Let's see here. We got one more. One more.
But spends most of his time simply sitting around and reacting to Donald Trump. He is now officially, by my estimations, a larger right-wing political commentator than even the likes of Ben Shapiro. Very successful.
I don't know about that.
That is such a stretch. If you bring up Ben Shapiro to the average, like, American, they would probably very likely have heard of him. If you say the words Asmongold, I don't think so. Like, people that I used to work with knew of Ben Shapiro. If I said Asmon, they'd be like, who the fuck? What was I don't know. Who's that?
Now, this is I love this glaze.
Yeah, gamer
right?
space.
I mean, if you look at these numbers, let's zoom in to look at these numbers. Wow, those are great numbers. We love those numbers. Wow. Ben Shapiro.
Not really. They cover the same subjects, and Aspen has a way larger following. Ben Shapiro has his own podcast, and he talks to, like, actual news media outlets constantly and is in the zeitgeist of cultural media constantly. Normies know who Asman is. He's bigger in terms of, like, the average gamer or the average Twitch viewer knowing about Asmongold, but, like, the larger normal, not normal, I shouldn't say normal sphere, but, like, the larger world sphere, no. Ben Shapiro's way bigger.
Is infinitely more well-known than I am, right? He's been doing this for years. He's been on mainstream media for over 10 years. Just because I'm getting more views on YouTube doesn't mean that I'm more popular than somebody. But, okay, that's fine.
What a glaze. That's a weird glaze.
Even the likes of Ben Shapiro. Very successful in this field. His videos reacting to Donald Trump get millions of views, more so than the day.
Which, by the way,
that was AI, wasn't it?
This was a joke video that was AI made about them fighting because Donald Trump, if you look at it here, Donald Trump never actually punched Zelensky.
He didn't even touch him, I don't think, outside of shaking his head.
On camera.
This AI
more
photo
so
is
than
so
the Daily
bad.
Wire could ever dream of. Asmongold also is the largest.
Well, the reason why the videos are so popular because they're not necessarily coming at it from a right-wing perspective. They're coming at it from a nuanced, balanced, reasonable perspective.
Oh, he punched her? I don't know. I didn't watch it. Sorry, Chad. I thought he just shook his hand. My bad.
Of what I believe to be the average American. And I think that those videos, the reason why they're so popular is that even if people might disagree with the conclusion of them, the video is still respected as an attempt at truth. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people watch the content. That's the reason why a lot of people like it. It's because they like seeing at least some degree of attempt at discourse. It's not because I have, like, I'm more educated, I know more about it than other people. It's not because I'm funnier. You know, I tell jokes about it, but, like, at the end of the day, the main reason why is because I do try to think about how people feel and then express it from their perspective. And I think that that's a good thing, and that's something that I try to have. That's always been the case. So the reason why these videos are extremely popular is because they do appeal to people that are on both sides of the political spectrum.
And it's so hard to appeal to both sides. I think that Asman, unironically, probably gets double the amount of hate that Hasan does because he gets it from both sides. People will say, oh, well, Asman is right-wing, but he doesn't say it how it is, and he doesn't say the Jews did it, and he doesn't hate Jews, and constantly talk about the Jews that control the Jew media. And then the left is, like, freaking out at him, and they're like, oh, well, he hates Hasan, and he doesn't agree with him, and, like, blah, 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 all the other reasons that, like, people try and make up. I think he gets a way more hate.
Political content creator on Twitch in general. He's the largest political streamer now. He's double my size. He's always been double my size, but he's now double my size when it comes to political commentary as well. So,
oh my God. I mean, like, Listen, I think you guys are very lucky that I am the most humble and modest streamer. This stuff would probably affect an average person's ego a lot. Doesn't affect me, doesn't bother me. And I don't even see it this way. I think he's trying to just say this in order to create a narrative of him being the underdog, like farm sympathy.
Well, let's see what the largest free speech defender had to say. He actually voluntarily brings...
During the election, didn't Hasan get way more viewers as well? I think he, like, had way more when I was looking at the time. Like, numbers-wise. No, he didn't. No, I thought that he had, like, a couple thousand more. No, they're about the same. Voters can't remember, I don't think so. Okay, maybe I'm misremembering. I thought that Hasan pulled out ahead. Again, I don't fucking care about numbers. I'm just saying with the logic that he was trying to implement. Yeah.
This up in a YouTube video called "What the fuck is Twitch doing?" YouTube videos from 2 days ago with 1 million views. The first 13 minutes of it is just reacting to the latest Ethan Klein video, who is falsely smearing me as someone who doesn't care about Israeli civilians or whatever, which is obviously incorrect. He packaged that up with the Libs of TikTok video to call for my banning.
It was not just Libs of TikTok. I think that this is, again,
so many people that
it's
do
an
it
optics
anyway.
game where you're saying it's Libs of TikTok because Libs of TikTok is kind of a moron in a lot of cases. And so it's like, well, this person is doing it, and it's about kind of creating it to be a partisan political issue rather than just simply a behavior that's bad. You know, according to Hasan, it's my fault, it's Ethan's fault, it's Destiny's fault, Libs of TikTok's fault.
Why can't Hasan just accept the fact that maybe it's like a death by 1,000 cuts kind of deal, and it's not directly like 5 people's fault? I genuinely don't think it's just like these 5 people are like farming videos on me and it's all their fault. That's why this happens. It's like, no, I think it's death by 1,000 cuts. 1,000 people see it and they're like, ah, damn.
It's everybody's fault except for his. It seems Hasan's very bad faith towards you. People can be bad faith towards me all they want. The fact is that I'm still going to be here doing my thing. And the more that people are bad faith towards me and the more that people are unfair towards me, the more they will alienate average, moderate, and reasonable people. Because average, moderate, and reasonable people do not want to be gaslit into extremism. And so when I see people that are, you know, crashing out or getting really mad, the way that I usually approach that is I let them spin out. Go ahead, do it. And that's fine with me. You know, you just don't need to make calls for violence. I think that he acknowledged that. Yeah. I'm glad that he did, and hopefully he doesn't do it again.
Dude, I don't want to say anything too crazy here, but I doubt somehow that they're going to tackle that. What are they going to do? Kill Rick Scott, dude? Are you kidding me?
Cat in the chat. Cat that was strong, dude. Oh my god. Slow clappies. I don't know, man. Was it an old clip? Yes, I believe so. As an old clip. Yeah.